And you mentioned, didn't you, of course, that the Fred Olsen are originally a Norwegian company. I think you date back to 1848, over 160 years of history.
Yeah, always been in shipping, and Fred Olsen exists, of course, which a lot of people don't know. They think it's just a name, but Fred Olsen started the company, and then it's gone from father to son, father to son, father to son through all the generations.
And they're all called Fred. Is it the first son was given Fred? Or?
So yes, and the Frederick Olsen, hence the Fred dot Olsen. So it's an abbreviation. A lot of people ask that. Why is it with a dot there?
Okay.
But yeah, so our chairman now is Fred Olsen Jr., but his father is also still involved in the business. He's into his 80s now, but still very passionate about cruising. They're both very passionate about cruising, and Fred's sister still very involved in the business. So it's family run. It's got that family feel. They really care about what we offer and what we do, and that I think makes it a special company to work for. You're not working for, I don't know, which I've had experience of before. You're not working for kind of shareholders or banks or anything else. You're working for a family that really want to offer the best kind of product at sea, I suppose. So that's
very rare with the cruise industry that as well. There aren't many that have that kind of family background anymore and have kept that, certainly.
And I guess some people watching now, they may have seen Fred does get on the ship. He's often there, and there's a little bit of excitement. People think, Fred's on board, we just saw him, or so they get that kind of excitement when he's on there, and he does get on the ships quite a lot, and he is kind of making sure everything's as good as it can be.
Now, tell me first of all, kind of set the stall out. What do you feel is unique? Because there's a lot of different companies within the cruise industry.
Yes.
There's a lot of different ships out there. There's a lot of different experiences. There's a lot of different types of people that cruise and people looking for different things. But what is it that Fred Olsen do that makes you unique?
Okay. I think most people will, if they have discovered Fred Olsen, will say it's kind of smaller, intimate, friendly. And I think if we could bottle the experience that we give on board and sell it, would make a lot more money than just doing cruising. There is something, we can sell it to every hotel around the world, because there is something very special about the atmosphere on a Fred Olsen ship, and it's very difficult to put into words, to put into a brochure, that special experience. We try to say it's a little bit like going down your local pub in the village, as opposed to some kind of glitzy wine bar somewhere. Everybody knows your name, they remember your favourite tipple. All these kind of things make it, we believe, a unique environment in which to kind of cruise the world. There's smaller ships are really, really important to us. We don't want to be the big mammoth kind of ships, and we believe the smaller ships give us a lot of advantages in the market. And there is different ships for different people, but for us, I like to sum it up by closer. And I think if I could say anything about what Fred Olsen is, I'd say closer. We say we bring the world closer to you, and what that means is we have 10 regional ports. So a Fred Olsen ship is going to be closer to your doorstep, because we're there, whether it be one of the 10 ports, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But and then we're close to you with the onboard environment. And more, I think what's important to people now is we get closer to the destination. Smaller ships, we can get to the heart of cities, places like St. Petersburg. We can get to the city berth rather than on the outside. There are places like the Kiel Canal or into Ho Chi Minh City where only small ships can get in. So we like to prepare itineraries that really take you into the heart of destinations. So closer to you in the UK, closer to you on board with our staff, and closer to destinations.
All very, very impressive things, of course, and as you mentioned, very important, particularly in today's market. Now, you mentioned regional ports. You've added Tilbury recently, haven't you, which gives, and also Bristol Avonmouth as well, I believe?
Yes. Yeah. Last year we added Harwich, Liverpool and Belfast.
Right.
And now in 2014 we've added Bristol Avonmouth, which will come up about April, May, sailings from there, and then in November, December we're in London, Tilbury.
Brilliant.
So yes, we now have 10 regional ports. So if I went round without trying to miss any, because I'll upset someone, but Southampton, Dover, Tilbury, Harwich, Newcastle. Then we've got Edinburgh and Glasgow, Liverpool, Belfast and Bristol Avonmouth. So we believe, whether we're right or not, that the whole of the UK population should be within about 90 minutes now. 90% of the UK population should be within about 90 minutes of one of our ships. So hopefully that makes discovering the world a little bit easier for everyone now.
It really does. A lot of convenience there. And Bristol Avonmouth, I was looking at this recently anyway, is I think it's the most centrally located port in the whole of the UK. So it's really, that's a really handy one if you're...
It opens up if you're in Birmingham,
Exactly,
or you're
Midlands,
in North Wales or South Wales. It kind of brings a lot of people that otherwise have got awkward kind of journeys to traditional ports. It's somewhere else that makes we hope a little bit more convenient and life a little bit easier.